Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
So that is in the Angular JSON, we have to add it in the styles, that is the node modules of this Bootstrap min.js and min CSS, and then here the font awesome min CSS. These two things should be added. That is to access the CSS and the both the CSS like font awesome and Bootstrap. So based on this now, so our application is executing and giving here. The first one is online store and here categories 4 and products 10. Where instead of we writing our own lot of spending time on a CSS, we use the Bootstrap. So that is, it is my store component HTML. Yeah, in the store component HTML, we have used the div class of container fluid. In the one container, we have a two rows. The first row we have taken as a call BG danger so that it will become a red color. BG danger will be a background red color. And then in that it is taking a navbar which have a online store. So then we have taken the div class of row text white. So that is the second row, whatever we will be creating. So the text we wanted in a white color. So then the in that row we are dividing as a two columns. That is, this is a one column and this is the one. So that is total according to Bootstrap, the grid system. You will have the 12 columns. The 12 columns we divided as a column 3 and column 9. This column 3 we got it as a categories and here the products length. Just displaying the data so that to check you can see 4 categories are there, 10 products are there. Okay, because in our component, which is the component we have taken, yeah, in the static data source, if you see, we have totally 10 products and there are category 1 2 3 4 and here category 4 type of categories are there. Let me just add a one more category just to show the data is coming for you. I just took another product which is 11. So category of 2, category 2, and here some price. So this is what which I have used. Now once we have added the new product to here, you can just reload a page and you can just check products are 11 and 4 categories, the new product. But if I want the other category, already 1 2 3 4 5 4 is there. If I just keep it the category is 5, you can see here it is uploading the category of 5. Okay, so depends on how many number of categories you have given, it is getting the categories. How it is getting? Because in the store component, what is the store component we have written in the store component is from this service we are getting the product service dot get products based on the category. This dot selected category we have written. Then we want to change the category based on the selection. We just written the new category, like whatever the selected category, what category you will be selected, that category should be sent it to our front end. So that is based on how many number of categories, so we have to just still write our store component HTML. Till this we have done yesterday, now we have to write it here. So like I'll just take a one button which is to change the category. So like in the first row, which is where the categories are present, I will take here button. The class of a button is btn block. Should be with the outline primary. And then we'll go with here, click. Whenever you click on this button, it should call the change category method. It should call this change category method. So based on that, it should be displayed. So that's what here we have sending the change category. And I want to display this button as a home. So I just take in here this button now. So once you go now, once it is uploaded, you can see the button is visible. Okay. When you are just looking the button color, you can just change a button color also. So based on this, the button color is now whenever I head over. So all these events are happening because it's not because of us, because of Bootstrap. We have taken here button of block, btn of outline primary. This is the CSS class names which are available in the Bootstrap CSS. So based on it is taking. Now we are just taking here the home. So this is we have given. Now I just want to display the buttons for a categories. How many categories are there? That many buttons I should display it. So that we want a repetition of the categories. Depends on how many number of categories are there. What we will write it whenever you want to do the repetition of your code, we'll use a for loop, right? So we'll use button, which is a ng directive, which is called ng far. To the ng far, we will take let cat of categories. The categories is a variable which is available in the store component. You can see we have written get space category. So categories becomes a variable. For that, this is a get method. So that is let of categories. So I want to display what is a category name will be there here. So I just used here cat because I've taken cat here. Just hold for a minute and see. So it's looking like this. So where there are four categories are there, four category buttons are coming here. But we want to apply some CSS for this. So like depends on four categories, its for loop is executing and it's given. So I want to just apply some CSS for it. Let me just take a class button outline primary and button block. So whenever which one is selected, you have to give the different styling. So we will do the property binding, which class is active. Class dot active is a property which class is active that I want to different show it in that is got selected. So cat of selected category. So that is where we have a selected category. So that is in the store component. We have taken one variable which is called selected category. So this selected category we are binding here. If the category and selected category both are equal, then the class will become a active. And whenever you selected that particular category, so it should change the which particular category is selected and display here what category is selected. For that we will use it here, change category. For this we will send what category you got selected. Okay, so that's what we have written after the CSS applies. So you can just have a look. See, you're getting different categories here: home, category 1, category 2, category 3, category 4. So all the ways it is working here. So now we are able to get all the categories, but now what I want to do is when we clicked on this, that particular product should show. You can see when it is a home, total products are 11. When I clicked on category 1, it is showing how many products, the products 3. Category 2, 4 products. Category 3, 2 products. Category 4, 2 products. So it's already working. It's already taking a length of how many products are available, because we are giving here the products dot length, but actually we want to display the products. That we will do it now. So are you clear with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
So are you doing, like, is it NPMI is completed?
Yes.
I've
yes,
done
yes.
engine start.
Okay, okay.
I think Bootstrap also has to be run, right? For use that button outline primary and all.
But that's already there because you have downloaded my project, right? So in that project, in the
Did you have
package.json,
download? Oh,
yeah, it's
okay.
already in the package.json, it is mentioned, the Bootstrap and font awesome. So it will download the libraries. And I already configured in the Angular JSON,
Okay. Okay.
the Bootstrap and font awesome. So you
Now the
just have
content
to.
assist was not coming, so I was having no
Okay. For that, you have to have the extension libraries. Like
oh,
if you go here to the
extension.
extensions, there you have to add a Bootstrap extensions.
Oh, okay.
So that if you have installed, like Bootstrap 4 and Font Awesome, I have installed it. So that's why it
Oh,
is
okay. Okay.
IntelliSense is working. Same way for Angular also, you can have a Angular libraries like Angular TypeScript and snippet, Angular 8 snippets, and Angular schematics, Angular essentials. All this
Okay.
can be used.
Okay. Okay.
Mainly if you have Angular extension pack, that is also good.
Okay.
So that is a store component as of now I have used. So now based on the store component, the products to be displayed. Once you have completed, I'll go for the next one. Like still we have to write
Mm,
other features. No?
2 minutes.
I
I
have
would-
completed.
Yeah, yeah, no issues. I'll wait.
What is that class active is doing? Can you please?
That is which one we selected. It should be highlighted.
Okay.
That which class, which category you have selected. That is to active it. So we have taken class active.
And what is that function change category? Can you please go to that file?
Yeah, so like in the store
Yes.
component is whenever you select it, we will send which category you have selected. Based on that, I will be getting that particular products.
Change category. Okay.
whatever the category you are sending, that will be assigned to selected category.
Okay.
Based
Okay.
on that selected category, we will get only that products.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Shri, yours is completed?
Yeah, I've completed.
Okay. So then we have to display the products, which products we wanted. So already the product's length inside of this, I will just take another div. But just again, I want to display list of products, so we'll use ng part. In this, we have a let. I will store it in one variable called product of products. Here we have a list of all products, so that we are taking here products. Let product of products. So then I want to give some CSS for this division. So class card which is of M1 and even of background light. If I use it background light, then it will be so light. So we can give different colors maybe after looking into it. So I want to give it as a heading. So I'm using hboard tag. So which should be display the product name. Product dot name. So just we'll just look at how it will be visible. See, when it is light, it is so much light, right? So that is it's not properly visible. I'll just make it PG dark. So just yeah, this is what it is looking now. See now, when whichever product you are clicking, the category you are clicking, only that particular category is coming here. So where it's just displaying only a product, but I want the product other information also. So what is the price and all the details we wanted. So that after here H4, I'll just take it span. We want it like a badge. Batch primary. Should be floated to right. I will give here product.price. And it should be displayed in the format of currency. So like I'm using a currency pipe. So I want it as a Indian rupees. So I will give it as INR. If you wanted US, you can give USD so that it will give it as a dollars. So just like now you can see it's that span is giving here with the price. So I'll keep all these things inside of a H4 itself, just to keep a look and feel good. Yeah. So here the price is coming now because we given us float right. So after that, I want to give a product description and all. So inside of this itself, I'm taking a div. Class which is card text, BG white and P1. I'm just displaying a product description. So in the product, we have a product category, product ID, product name, and the product description. Now we just discussing the displaying the product description also. It's again white color, Cortex PG white. Maybe dark gray. Yeah, okay. It's now looking dark gray. So that is sneaker shoe. That it's what is the description of that? It is just displaying. So whenever you're clicking onto it, so that particular it will be active and that categories will be taken care here.
I think something wrong with my file.
Can you share your screen so that I can look into it?
Sure, I think I missed it somewhere.
Okay. So I'm making you as a presenter. You can
Sure.
share. Yeah, you can show.
Something I messed up looks like. Let me know once you see my screen.
Yeah, I'm able to see your screen. Okay. Just go to your code, Visual Studio Code. It is showing store component HTML error occurs. Okay. It is in line number 7.
Line number 7 is still
Nothing
closed
is there.
here.
Okay. Yeah, it's just okay. Again, it's giving still in that same line. Okay. Just go to your store component ES. Just go above.
Oh,
So template URL only store.component.html. Okay, it is showing error in the line number 7. That template URL is store component.html. Okay, just go to store component HTML now. Button ng for let care of category. Okay, button block. So class dot active you're writing, right? Mm, mm, okay, then click on category, change category, and you're passing cat. Yeah, that is okay button. Categories length. Okay. Then in the div of this, okay. Inside a div, you have written div ng for let product of products. Okay. And after m-1, you have to give one space, and you close the div here itself.
which one? This one? This
Yeah,
div?
the line number 20 div.
Line number 20 div. Okay.
So that div should be closed in the end.
Okay, this should get closed at the end.
After the description div, it should be.
Okay.
Yeah, just save and check. in your console, like in browser. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, it's just coming across. Okay, just go back to your code. Hmm. You close a H4 also after span.
That has to be after
After the
while
span.
okay.
And it is not products.len. In the line number 21, it should be product.name. What is product? Do we have product.name or what's the property? Yeah, product.name. Yeah, just now go and check. And it is a currency pipe. There is no pipe called product in the line number 23.
This
It
one?
is product dot price and the pipe symbol you have written, no? After that, it
Yeah.
is a INR is a currency. It should be currency. Yes, currency. Yes. Some text is not coming. No, it is okay. I guess you have written closing brackets. You have written only one. It should be two brackets, no?
Where? Okay, this one.
Line number 23. Yeah.
Interpolation.
Yeah, interpolation. Yeah. Just go. It's given some error. At what it is giving error?
HTML line number 22.
It is in the 22. Yeah, 21 span class. You have written span class product dot price. Okay. ng for you've written ng for let product of products, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let product of products class and this div is closed. Okay, one div. No, here you have closed the div at line number 26. There should not be no closing tag at line number 26.
Okay, where this div will get closed. Okay, this is
It is
here.
after this, yeah. Then after
Okay,
that, that close.
this is the one. This is a
Yeah,
different div. So this div got closed here.
yes. So in the
This div
finally
is
will be having 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 divs will be there in the end. You have only
it's
4.
4.
I guess one more missed. Yeah. Mm. Line number 27 giving some error. Product dot description. Okay. You have written span and H4, right? After span, you have written a H4. Then you created another div.
H4 is closing here. Yeah.
Yeah, H4 is closed after the span. Okay. Then you have written product dot description. It is car.txt. Okay, the CSS car.txt and you have taken BG dark gray or gray. Okay. Then you have taken P1. Okay, that is okay styling. Then okay, interpolation product dot description. This is in one div only, right? Okay, yeah. As the description spelling is correct, like what we have
Mm,
taken in the product, it should be same.
okay.
Just go to static data source component. In the model package, you have something called static data source. Yeah, what is the okay? And go to
Oh,
product.
okay. I've not added here something, isn't it?
Which one? No, that is okay. You go to
Okay.
product.model.ts. Product.model.ts. Yeah.
Description.
What is the description you have taken? Same thing. Name category and product dot. Still
But
it
it
is
is
giving.
giving at line 22. This is the
Okay.
one.
It is giving in the down line number 26 and 22. Okay. Line number 22 is this. Okay, it's giving span tag.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely.
Star NG for let product of products. Product of products. Okay. Just check it in the browser. Are you getting some data or getting some error? Okay, it's giving error. No? It's giving. Okay, in currency pipe, after currency, you have to give colon. You have given dot.
After currency, okay.
Yeah, because it's a property, no colon. Yeah, just save this now. Yeah, it's
Okay.
compiled. Now just go and check. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's displaying all the products and product price.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. Stop sharing.
Where is the option?
You have to make me as a presenter, then only I can share it.
Stop it. Okay, done. Hello.
Yeah, I can. I'm able to share it.
Okay, thank you.
So that's what here now we have done it. So I just make it here BG hyphen dark. So this is also badge is also dark and pwin so that it is just showing our data like this only. But if you want the price should be shown in a different like BG light or BG gray, whatever the color combinations you want to give it, you can give it here. Okay, so that's what here you are able to go with the code. So where these are all the CSS classes which we have used and display. I will just remove the products length because we don't want to display this. And same way, I just remove the categories length also here so that we want only the categories and the price. So it is giving here the name and the description and the price. If you want to highlight the price, you can just change here your badge. So instead of badge dark, you give badge danger so that it will be the price will also be highlighted. You can just see, yeah, the price will be highlighted like this. Okay. So the same way here, the home category and all, it's not looking good because whenever the page loads, it should be visible. It's merged. Whereas the category we have written, I guess button outline primary. Let me just change it to something else for this. Button success or button outline success. Let me just check it out. Yeah, I guess okay, it's now visible. Yeah, just to make it visible, so I just made it like this. So it's everything working properly. So based on whichever category you have selected, that particular category items are showing and it's showing a price as well. So I want to do the pagination like it's just displaying the complete data which is there in the one page, but I don't want that should be happen. So depends on how many number of products are available. So we want to go with the pagination. Like we can have one button that is to taken care of for pagination. So we can define how many type of paginations you wanted. So that I'm just going into the store component. Here I'll define first one variable for this products per page. Products per page which is equals to 4. I want per page 4 products, so that's what I'm writing. And public selected page will be a 1. default, the selected page will be a 1. So I just defined here the public selected page, which is of 1. So, but whenever we are getting all the products, like here, we are getting the products in this method. I want to mention what is the how many number of pages should come. Depends on number of products you have. So that is let creating one variable called page index. So page index. So which page you have selected. So that is for that selected page we have a variable this dot selected page minus 1 and multiplied with how many number of products, which is products per page. This dot products per page. What is my variable is so we have just taken here this to get it. So this dot products per page. But we whenever I'm displaying, it is getting all the products, right? So we want to mention to this particular method should be sliced how many data you wanted per page. So to split your data, we have a slice method in the array. It returns the section of an array. To get the section of an array, we are using a slice method. So here we are using page index and we will be mentioning we should get how many number of products are there according to that page index plus this product per page. So this dot products per page. So if you have a page index as 1, it will take 1 plus 4. Then if it's a page is 2, so 2 plus 4, which will be 8. So like that the products will be picking here. So that's what we have written here, the method, the slice method to get the section of the array. Okay, so that's what we have added into the get products. Then whenever you clicked on a new, it should go to the next page, right? We have to change a page. For that, I'm using a method which is change page. I'm creating one variable called new page, which is a type of number. So that we will use this dot selected page should be incremented or assign it with a new page. This dot selected page, it should be new page. What is a new page which you have selected? Then you want to make it as a dynamic. I can get page per sizes 4 or 6 or 8. I want to change that so that we are taking here change page size. So that is either I can give 4 per page or 6 per page or 8 per page, so I can change it. So for that I'm using a new size which is allocating to the data type which is number. Then we want to assign it to what is the products page already we initialize it to 4, that should be assign it to the new size. So converting into number and assigning here new size, the type conversion. And then we will call it according to that the change page size should be, sorry, this dot change page should be executing, so that I'm giving as a 1, so that will be do the changes to your pages. Then we want get the page numbers, so that is get, and I want to create a variable so which is page numbers. For this I'm writing a getter method which will be returning a number array. So where it will be returning whatever the data will be returning. So we want to convert it to the decimal, like if you have some 13 or some odd number which cannot be divided by 14, it will be written the point decimal points, right? We don't want the decimal points, we want to convert it to data. So that is a whole number I should convert it. For that I'm using a mat.cal method, so it will be converted to the next number, so that this dot whatever where we have a product, so that is this dot service, which is product service dot, we want to get the products, which is get product, sorry, product service. Yeah. So which is I'm getting here get products, which is based on the category, because for the each category also, if more number of products are there, we should get it. So that is this dot selected category, this dot selected category. So it may be given any data, so that we have to get the length of the data, how many there. So if you have let us assume 11 records are there. So let 11 records, the length is 11, but that we want to divide according to the page, like per page only 4. So how many number of page numbers should come? So that is 4 divided by, 11 divided by 4 should happen. So for that, we will take it here. This dot, what is the product per page we have created? This products per page. This will be dividing and will be given the data, so that we are converting into math. So then we will fill the data, that is we have to return the object after filling, so which is with a 0 value, and then I will be mapping to map, that is dot map, which will be reduce the data, map with the function to user reduce the data. So x comma I, which is the arrow functions, I plus 1, that is to make a dynamic coding for us. So this is basically to get how many number of pages should come, like total number of, it will get how many number of products are available, like if you have 1000 and any number, that number will be divided by this per product page, so that we initialize with a 4, it may change it to 6 or 8. So depends on how many number of products you wanted per page, that we are dividing, and we are mapping to display that data. So that's what here in this line we have written the code. Okay, so now we have to done the code in the component ES. According to this component ES, what is the page we are taking, like here products per page we have taken, this we have to give it to our front end to design the pagination for our code. So are you clear with all these 4 methods which we have written?
Can you explain that get page numbers, what you are doing there?
Okay, so what we are doing here, we will be getting first how many number of products are available based on the category. If the category is null, then it will retrieve all products. So total how many products we have now? 11 products. 11,
Correct.
11 will be the length. This one will give 11. And this per product page is 4, correct? 11
Yeah.
divided by 4 is how much?
2 point something.
So 2 point something will be coming. But I can't get a 2 point something page numbers, right? It should be always whole
Your
number.
ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah, we are sealing. So it will be come to 3,
Okay.
correct? Yeah.
Yep.
So that we are converting, and we have to get it to the array, so that we are taking into the array and we are filling. So that fill is basically the method to identify the start and end position. I'm giving a starting position with from the 0 index. So from the first page, second page, third page, it should be get it like that. That I'm mapping with the map method.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So that we have just done it, but we don't have any pagination methods are ready, but we should get some button or some icons to do the pagination, right? So that we have to do it in the front end now. This method should be called in the front end and should be getting. So once you have completed it, I will add it to the component HTML. So if you want, I just last 3 methods I kept it in the chat. If you want, you can take it.
That's done.
Okay.
Even
Shri,
I'm
is it
done.
done? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then in the component HTML, so like I have to divide, like let me just see it here. This div is closing there. Okay, this div is completing here. After all the products, what I want to do, I want to display it here the pagination. So I'm taking one more div here. Okay, so after the ng for after this, I'm taking one more division. So which is give some CSS form and line, float left, MR of 1. So this all bootstrap CSS classes we have used. So I want to get one drop down box. I can be selecting, do I want it with the page number of or per page 4 or per page 6 or per page 8. I want to configure it. When you want a drop down, so we will use a select. To the select, I want to get how many pages we wanted. So like I will use the class name as form control, and here we'll bind with the property binding with the value. What is the variable which we are binding? Sorry, I will just take here per page what is configuring, which is we want to get this value product per page, products per page, that I'm taking here. And whenever you have selected the different page, like let me just first display the options, then we'll continue here. Yeah, I'll give here option for products per page. Six product per page, 8 product per page. So depends on which option you have selected. We want to do the value which is 4, which will send 6, which is 8. So whenever you select it, just hold and see. So now we are getting here 4 product per page, 6 product per page and all. When we are changing a value, it should change here also, right? Here also it should do the changes. So if I select here 6 product per page, by default now 4 pages are coming, like 4 products are coming. So let me just rerun it. So C4 is coming. I want, if I select a 6, it should be updated here 6, because we want to call one method with the binding of a event binding, which is on change, which is the change method. For this, we want to change the per page size. That is, we have written change page size method. For this we have to send the what is the new size you are selecting. So how can you send the what is the new size which you are selecting, which is like 4, 6 or 8. So that is capturing with the event. So event binding, we are writing the dollar event dot target dot value, so that it will be sending to your that is, it will be sending here to what is the change page size you have selected. According to that, other methods will be executing. You can just see now. So 6 product, here 6 products are coming. If I just select here 4 products, 4 will be coming. I select here 8, so that all the 8 products are coming here. So to make use of that, to make work like this, we are using this code. So we have done with the page, but we wanted to go to the next page something, right? Like I want to go to the next page. How can we go to the next page? So that we have to write the page buttons. Like here, we have done with the selection of a div. So then I'm creating here another div class. So button group, and it should, I want float right because already left this one is there. I want to float it to the right. So I want to give the buttons. So that is button. But how many buttons you wanted, how many buttons you wanted. So depends on how many data is available. So how will you get how many page numbers you want to get it? Here we have written one method which is called page numbers. Thus we have to bind it here, which will give how many pages are there. So that is ng far equals let page of page numbers. We are getting how many page numbers you have it. So based on that, I am selecting here I'm just displaying the page. Just hold for a minute and see here now. You are able to get 1, 2, 3. And if I click on a 2 and 3, so there is no data changing happening because we are able to get only 3 page numbers. Why it is 3 page numbers? Because you have a total 11 data. So 11 divided by 4, so that 2 point something, we just done the cell and starting from the 0, so it started 1, 2, 3. The pagination is coming, but whenever I clicked on that, that particular data should be coming, right? So for that, we have to bind it with the change page method. So that is here, we will take it, the event binding, which is click. Whenever you clicked on this particular button, so you have to get what is the page you have selected, according to that content should be displayed. For that we have written a method is change page. We have written the change page. For the change page, which page you have selected, you have to send it, which page you have selected. So like I want to give some styling, so that class equals so this is what it has happened. So then just have a look now. So 1, and if I go 2, it is 2, and when I go to 3, it is coming to 3. So this is what here we are now able to click on. So which button you have clicked on, so that particular page should be rendered. For that we are calling a event binding, which is change page. It will go to the change page and it will do what page you have selected. It will send the data to the selected page. According to the selected page, we are sending here what data should be displayed. Okay, so that's what here we are writing this method in the store component. If you want to mention which is selected, you want to make that particular button is selected. So class dot active page equals to selected page. So the page will become, so what is the page you have selected. So now when you just see which page is selected, that page will be only highlighted. Like without that also it will be work same. But without that, what will be happening? Like if I'm not giving this class active page selected page, just have a look. It is selected, but if I'm moving, so the black color is moving, right? So if you want the styling itself, you can go with. But which is selected also should be highlighted. Then you can use that style. That's according to the what is the UX view or U view you have to give. That should be selected. If you don't want that view, okay, then we can just go with this. So clear with this complete both the depths.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once you have completed, let me know.
I'm done.
Okay.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, yeah. So now I just want to work with the other module, like we want the cart should be there inside a store itself. So where like you have to have a function like which product you have selected for the cart. So all this cart details you want to do it, and you have to calculate the price of the cart, like how much items are selected depends on that. The cart price should be selected, and what is the product and how many quantities will be there. The quantity, based on the quantity, the price should increase. So each cart will be having a one cart line, that is one product which you have selected. So we have to write the cart code. So I will just go to my new terminal. So that is, I have to create a cart inside of the store itself. So that what I'll do, I'll just go here. I want first injectable for the cart. So cd. So inside of the store module itself, I want first the service class for the cart, or you can just create the cart itself, cart injectable. So, but if you go with this approach, so it will always create the uh, injectable with the hyphen of cart service. So instead of that, I can just create my class in the method itself, and like in the store itself, and I can do it also. Okay, so either you can generate it or create it. So just I'm now going with the creation. So inside of a store, I will just create a new file, which is card.model.ts. Guess where I'm creating it is outside the store. No? I will just take inside the style car store itself. Let me just take store and I'll click on it. Yeah, card.model.ts. So first all the functionality should be written. So we want to import the injectable and all. So that is attributes for an array or item count, price, everything should be written here. So export class as a cart. It is a type of injectable. Injectable decorator. Then, so like inside of this file itself, I'll create one more class, export the class as cart line. That is to just to get it, how many products are available, the product into quantity, to take it as a one cart item. So I'm taking cart line, which is public product. Yeah, just have to import the product, and then I'm taking public, which is quantity, which is a number. I want to just get the total price. So get line total, like for each item, what is the total based on the quantity. For that, I've taken a line total method. We are using return this dot quantity multiplied with this dot product dot price. So if you selected a same product multiple times, so quantity will be increased. So you want to multiply the product with the price. So that's what we have created. And in this cart, so I want how many products you have added to cart. It may be one or it may be multiple. That's why here I'm creating lines, which is a type of cart line array, which is initialized with a empty value. So then we want it here. This is we just written for the how many number of products to be taken care, that we have written. Then we want the item count and we want the cart price. So that I'm taking here two more variables, which is item count.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 399 plan and grow your skills immensely.
Which is a type of number. You can directly initialize it to 0 also, because it will take it as a number type. Then public cart price. The total cart price is how much? I'm just initializing to 0. So just created a 3 variables and done it. Whenever you do add to cart, so what will happen? So one cart will be added to the product, like to the cart, right? One entire product will be added. So that here we will be writing a function that is one product is adding, which is add line. So it should be adding a product. That product will be added, and by default quantity we want to initialize to 1. Quantity is a type of number and initialize to 1, because by default whenever you select the product it should take a value called number 1. So that's what we have written. So whenever the product got added, so that I'm creating here one variable let line. So this dot, we have a array called lines. It is adding to that. So that is we'll first find it as that product is there or not. So that we have to get it here. The one object which is line and arrow function which is line dot product dot id. So that we will be comparing here with will be assign it compare with whatever the product which we have it and that product dot id. If for the first time you are adding this product to the cart, that we are checking here if line is undefined, that is if line is not equal to undefined, means for the first time you are adding, then it should be add the product. Yes, like for the first time you are adding means it should add the product to the object. So that is this dot lines dot. If you want to add it to the array, how will you add it? We'll write a push method. This dot lines dot push method. New cart line, new item will be added to the cart with the product comma quantity. If already this product is available in the cart, so only quantity should be updated. So line dot quantity should be updated with the new quantity. So that is we are just checking now. Whenever you do the add to product, this thing should be working. It's not assigning properly. Just doing a formatting. Okay. So that is here. We created one constant call line and we are taking first finding is it already the same product ID is available in the cart or not. If it is available, like you already uh, added one t-shirt to the product, okay, so you should not add the same product again, only quantity should be increased. So that's why we are just using if the line is giving undefined, if there is no this type of a product in your cart, it will do adding. That's what we written push. If already that product is available, we are increasing the quantity. That's what for the add line method. Are you clear with the add line method?
Yeah.
Yes.
Prashant, are you? Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. Is it completed? Shall I continue?
Yes.
Okay. So then if you want to do the updation, so update quantity, which again stores same type product quantity. And here it is updating, so I no need to initialize the quantity. And just I will take this. Just the same code I'm writing. So if it's undefined, so just only quantity. But here it cannot add it to the code. It cannot add it to the code. So that's what I have written here. Or you can just do here, convert the quantity into number and do it, the parsing. Whatever the quantity here you will mention, that quantity will also be taken. So that is what update, only update, not add. Then if you are removing some item from the cart, remove line, which is based on ID. So removing the item from the cart. So that again let index equals this dot lines dot, we are finding the index of that item. Find index line dot product dot ID. So we are just taking here line dot product dot ID. So based on that line dot product ID which we are getting, so we will use it here, this dot line. So if you want to remove the data from the array, we will use it here, splice method. Splice method will be remove the item from the array based on the index and how many number of items you want to remove it, which is 1. So that is a remove method which we are doing. For suppose if you want to make a clear everything, you want to clear the entire cart at one shot, so you can have a clear method. Clear method here. That is to everything should be set it to default, which is 0. So that is this dot lines, I will make it as a empty. Then this dot item count is equal to 0, and card price also should be make it as a 0. That's what we have written here. But if you see all the code which we have written, it's okay, but we want to calculate the what is the total price for your cart, right? So that price calculation should be written. So for that here, I'm taking a last method, which is private method, private recalculate. I'm just making a method name as recalculate. So here we'll just check first. This dot item count is 0. This dot cart price is also 0. So where we want to get how many products you have added, all the products will be stored in the array, which is called this dot lines. So from that one by one I have to get it, so that we have a for each method. So in one by one line we will be getting, so I'm storing as a L and writing a arrow function, and we are writing here the code for it. So that is how many number of items we will be having. So So that many item count we will be increasing, which is this dot item count we are increasing with what is the number of a quantity we have it, like L dot quantity. Then what is the card price we have it, the this dot card price, so that we are incrementing with respect to what is the quantity we have it, L dot quantity multiplied with L dot product dot price. So that is what it's here we are getting. So yes, it is done what is we have written. Yeah, let me just. But whenever you do new product is added, whenever it's updated a product, and whenever you remove the product, in all the places this method should be called, right? So the item calculation should be done for all these things. Like whenever you do the adding of a product, like here we have a add line. So once it is done the adding, so we want to calculate the method which is recalculate. So it will get the what is the total number of products are available in the cart and what is the calculation. So same way, whenever you do the updating a quantity, so based on the updation of a quantity also, we have to call this, we are writing here. Then whenever you remove the index, so whenever you remove the product from the cart, that time also the calculation should happen. So that is we are, so we are writing a calculation method as a one and calling in all other methods. So are you clear with this? Are you clear with the recalculate method?
Yeah.
Yes.
So once you have completed, let me know so that we will create a card summary component.
Where all are you using this recalculate method?
For the add method, update method, and remove method.
Okay. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done too.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So now I want the card summary component should be created. So I will create inside of our app store itself. So nggc card summary. I don't want it as a new file, new folder structure. I don't want it so flat. I don't want a CSS file, so IS. I don't want a test file, so skip test. So it is updated to store module TS. It's created card summary component HTML and card summary component TS. So are you created with a component? Okay. Let me just open the card summary component TS. First, I require the till whatever the card model TS we have worked on. So we required it. I will just remove all this implements on in it. We are not using any ng on init method for this. So I just removed it. So I want that cart object. So I'm just taking here public we have to import from the cart model TS. I just done this much in the cart summary component. So then after this in the HTML, so we have to write the to display the cart summary component, like what is the HTML you want to write it, so that we will be writing in the HTML now. So I'll just go to HTML now. Yeah. So that is, I want to write it one simple div, so which should be floated in the left, sorry, right. So I'll take it float, right. So where I want to have a your cart, should display your cart in the span ngF of. So just first getting how many items are there in the cart. So cart item is greater than 0. So cart dot item count, displaying the cart item count and displaying the data, which is how many items, which is item in the bracket, it will be yes. Okay. So then I want to display what is the total price in your cart. So cart dot cart price, it is a currency, so I have to use a currency pipe for formatting, like for display, which is in the rupees of INR. So I've written here INR, so that will be displayed. But if your cart is empty, so that we will take it here span ng if cart dot if item count is equal to 0, I guess it should be item count. Yeah, because we don't have anything called item count. Yeah. Card item count is greater than 0 and card item count is equal to 0. If it's equals to 0, there is no items in the cart. I want to display the message which is empty. Cart is empty. Okay. So this is the thing which I have written. I wanted this in the small size, so that I'm using a HTML tag called small. Just closing after the span. But like as per the look and feel of application, so I wanted some button which is with a card symbol. So that is, I will take it here, one button, which is button. The class is btn, btn sm, should be bg dark. The text should be in the white. It should not be clickable, so I'm disabled card dot item count is equal to 0. The cart item count is 0, should be disabled. But I don't want to give any text here, like you can, if I just give a cart, hold for a minute and see, just give a cart. So that is, till now we have not added anything, but I want to give some card symbol, so that we have one website here, fontawesome right. So from the fontawesome.com, what is the icon I want to using, so that we can use it. Like I'm just using here cart. So it is giving different type of a cart. What is the cart which you want to use it? It's your wish. You can select it and just look what is the CSS for that, which is FA shopping cart is there. I will just copy this CSS like HTML, which is there. I just copied this one and I will add it here. So I want to display that icon. I want to display that icon. So that icon I'm loading here. It is not FES. Okay. FEA shopping cart. So if you want, I can just give it to you in the chat. So this is a simple shopping cart icon I have used. So where I should display this? So I want to display this, and so to display this, we have to add this component anywhere in your project where you want to display the cart. So here, if you see, I want to display here the cart. I want to display it in the right hand side here. I should display the cart symbol. So where I will be using. So how will you use it? So we have it here. This is the selector, which is app cart summary. This is the app cart summary. So we have here the store component HTML. In the store component HTML, if you see the first div online store, which is displaying here. So inside of this div itself, I will add it here, app cart summary. I've just added the app cart summary. Just hold and have a look. Yes, it's uh, okay. Some error. Okay, null injector, app module, cart. Okay. So whenever you go with this, it is giving an error. Why? Because we created here the cart model TS. As I said, if you are going with any injectable if you are using, that should be added to the module. Like it is a part of store module TS. In the store module TS, you have to use a providers and you have to give it here. So that's what null injector is. So have to import here cart. So after that imported, just let it reload. Yeah, you can see here your cart is empty, and whenever like still we have to write the code to add to cart. If I'll be getting some buttons here, add to cart. When I clicked on that add to cart, it should come here the price. So as there is no items are in the cart, that's why it is showing a empty. So are you clear with this? I'll just repeat it what I have done. So once you have done with the cart summary, take a selector and add it into the store component HTML in the first div where you have written online store or wherever you want to display it. Yes, this is done.
Yeah, can you tell about that provider that you added in the store module?
Yeah, whenever you create any injectable decorators, all injectable classes are the providers. So you have to register this to any module.
Isn't it?
So we have a store module here because all this are belongs to store module. So that's why in the store module TS, we have to register with the providers. Either you can
Okay.
register here or app module TS,
App
but I
module also
don't,
we can. Okay.
yeah, but this is completely a store module, no? That's
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
keeping in the providers of store module.
Okay. Got it.
If any providers are missed, you will get a null injector error.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay. So like we want some add product to cart, some feature. So I will just come to store component TS. I'll create here one method. First, we want the cart should be imported here in the, so in the constructor. So I just imported the cart class. After that, so I want the add to cart feature. So that is, I will use it here, add product to cart. Whenever you are adding a product to cart, you want to send the product. So that where we have a add product in the cart, we have some method called add line. So that we will use it, this dot cart dot add line method, and sending here the product. So this method, we have to bind it with some button to add to the cart. Is it completed?
Yep.
Add product to cart. Yeah. So now in the store component HTML, what I'll do, so like where I have a description. So after the description, I'll give here one button. Which is add to cart. Let me just first see where it will be placed. After that, I'll write a code for it. So it's coming here, add to cart. So this add to cart function, I have to bind it. Whenever I'm clicking on this button, we want to call that add product to cart method. And just to apply a CSS, the designing, button info, load right. So just added one button. So just hold a minute. You can see now we got the add to cart button. Whenever you click on it, it is saying your cart one item, but why price is not showing? Oh, add to cart, add to cart. Should display the price. Maybe I have done in any calculation wrong. Yeah, it is showing your cart item is 1, but 0.0 is coming. Okay. So let me just go to add product to the cart. One sec, give me a 1 minute, guys. So add product. So for this, I have to send the product object. Okay, I have to send the product object here. Yeah, the product object we have to pass it. So add product to cart. That product I'm sending. Just have a look now. Yeah, now you can see it is showing your cart is 12.344, but we are able to click it. But if it is empty, it will be not. You can see it is disabled. We can't click it. But when you have some products in the cart, you're able to see 12 products, 12,344 plus 144. And again, if I'm adding 3 items, again the same item if you have added on the 4th item, and the like here the price is also increasing. So whatever the method or code till now we have written, that add to cart, which is all properly working. Okay, so that's what here we have to send the product.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely.
So completed with this?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now we require like whatever we discussed yesterday, like it's almost one part is completed. Like the first page is done. So we are able to, when we click on add to cart, the items are adding to it, and pagination is also done, and depends on how many page you have selected. So everything is properly working, right? So now what we wanted, so we want to develop the as a application. So that is, whenever I click on add to cart, it should go to the next page and show me how many items are available in the cart, and then I can go for checkout, or I can come back to the shopping. So that is to continue shopping. So what we required it, first we have to write the routing for our application. So whenever you want to write the routing for your application, so you require some more uh, components to our application. So inside a store itself, so I will take one more component, which is, I will just remove flat here. I don't want a CSS and a skip. So I want the checkout module. Like first, I want the card details module, card details component, NGGC card details, and I want NGGC of checkout module. Sorry, checkout component. Okay. So just generated the two components. One is card details and one is checkout. Okay. I will just go to the anyone, so that my heading should be same. I will just copy this div, Control Shift P, you can use it. I'm using first card details component HTML. I don't want app card summary here, so I'm just keeping online store. This is what I'm displaying here. It should have a closing of one more div. And same code, I'll keep it in the other component also, which is checkout. So checkout details, and I'm keeping here card details. Okay, just keeping some text. So first we want to go with the routing. So I want to work on a routing. So where my routing is available. So that is, my routing is available in the app routing TS. So just go to app routing module TS. Like in the not yesterday, previous day, which we have done the routing. So the same routing here we will be writing now. So that is, we will be given a routing for this, which is the path, which is store. if it is a store, I want to get the component called store component. So if I given a path a store, then it should be store. Then when it is a path which is cart, it should be a cart component. Which is not a cart summary, cart details component. And if the path is check out, checkout component. So just given all the routings here. Okay. So then I will just give it here the wildcard route, which is path. If any other than this three modules, if you given anything, it should be redirected to store. That's what the routing which we have done it now. So where I just done the all routing. So please let me know once you have completed. I'll go for further changes.
Have completed.
Why do we have two asterisks there?
That is if you
Even if
given
it is
anything.
one
One asterisk, one will be not supporting. It will recommends to
oh,
go with two.
okay, okay. Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, so there's all the components are not part of the app module TS. It is outside, so we have to allow it. So in the store module TS, where you have a exports, you have to export all other components. Like here, card summary component, card details component, and then checkout component. All this component should be exported to be accessible outside. But yes, it is done with all the code which we want to write it. But the routing should be enabled, right? So that what we have to do it is in the app component is, if you see, we should not give a app store now. So whenever you get done with the routing, what should be given? We have to give the router outlet. To work with the routing, we have to give a router outlet. So just hold here. I have given the router outlet. You can see whenever we give localhost 4200, it will be redirected to the store. And if I just give it here card, I'm just getting here the card details. And if I give a checkout, I will be getting the checkout component. So one level of routing which we have done it. Okay. So that is we should not give only here the component which you want to render. Based on the routing it should change. That's why we have to give router outlet. So is it completed?
Yeah.
Prashant?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So like whenever you go here, like if I just give anything, so it will be just redirecting to store. Whenever I click on add to cart, it should be going to the cart mod. It should be render here the cart page. Okay. How will you render the cart page? Like in the store component is when we are clicking on add product to cart. So after this, we have to redirect it to the cart page. So we require a routing. So whenever in the store, if you want to use a routing, first in the store module TS, you have to add the router module. you have to add it here, the router module. Once because this is a one module, all the required modules should be added to your store module ts. Okay, store module ts we have added here. So then you can just go to after that store component ts, I want the router class. So that is public router, which is a type of router. So I've imported from Angular routing. So after the router, we are writing here this dot router dot. Once it is done the job, it should be navigating. So that the method which I will use it is navigate by URL. Where it should be navigating? So it should be navigating to the cart. So that I will write it here, cart page. So it should be navigated to cart. Let me just first show it to you. So whenever it is adding to cart, it should come to this page. Now it is coming to this page. So after this now, we have to develop a cart details page and we have to design the checkout page. If you do that, then this module will be completed. After that, we will take in care of authentication module, which is admin module. So is this add to product? First, we have to add a router module in your store module TS. So because for this particular module components only we are using. So that's why store router module in the store module TS. Then go to store component TS, create a router, take in a constructor, the router component, and then navigate it to the cart module, like to the cart component. So is it completed?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So when you see here, when I'm going to directly, like I don't have any products in the cart, but I'm trying to access all the routes. Like if I go to cart, the cart page, I'm able to access it. I'm going to checkout, I'm able to go to checkout page also. But it should not happen. Like if any items are available in the add to cart, like in the cart, then only I should be able to go to cart. Else I should not access the cart. So to go with this functionalities in the Angular, we have something called guards. We have some classes called guards. So we have to create the store first guard. That is, I want to create a one store first guard. So that is, I want to take in care of the guarding. That is it will acts as a security. It will see if the functionality is there, then only should be able to access that, else we can't access it. So that is inside of this, or you can create it wherever you want the store first card. So it is for the store, so I'm writing inside of a store itself. So like let me take ngg g for guard, ngg store first. It will ask the options which method you wanted. I'm using for the activating a routing, so it is can activate. I'll just give enter. So it's created the guard class here, the spec file and the guard ts file. So this guard ts file has got created now here. So in the store first guard, you can see what is the code is available. You can just remove the provided in for the injector, because now we are not going with the data, so it does not require. Yeah. Store first guard, which implements one interface called can activate, which have a method called can activate. So in this, I want to go with if it is a store component, then only it should be now. If it is not a store component, it should be redirected back to the same URL. If already your navigation is done, then it should be going to that. So for that, I will take here inside of this method. First, I will create one Boolean variable. I will initialize to true. So just for the naming conventions, I'm using here the variable called first navigation. First navigation, which is true. Then I require a constructor to work with the router. So I just created here the constructor and router should be imported here from the Angular router. And we don't want all this data here, the method generated. I want to make the method return type as a Boolean. So I'm just removing all. So this can activate method. So activated route snapshot, I'll just take it the naming convention, which is as a route, and here as a state. Okay. So which is here, the method should be written the Boolean data type. Okay. So when first I will check here if this dot first navigation. So first time when you load the page, it will be always true because the first navigation is true. So it will be written true. The condition is true. Then I want to change it. The first navigation from true to false. So it becomes a false. What I want to do it, I want to check if route dot component is not equal to store component. If it is not equal to store component, then I should redirect it to the main route, which is this dot router dot navigate by URL. In this navigation, I'm redirecting to the main page, which is will be come to the store component. If it is first time whenever you're trying. So I want to return after this, it should be written false. Then finally, we are returning a true here. So that is what the code which I'm writing inside of my activate method. So after the store first a guard, so if you see the guards are also injectable. So whenever it is injectable, you have to add it into the providers. Okay, you have to add to the providers. Just wait for a minute and see. I will just add it to the store component, sorry, store module TS here in the providers, store first guard. So after adding the store first guard, you just see still it is coming to the cart. And whenever I'm just going to the checkout, but still it is working. It is coming to the checkout. So why it is? Because where you have mentioned the routing, where you mention the routing, like where we mention the routing, we mention the routing to app routing module TS. So for this, we can write it can activate. So what is a guard we have created, which is you can have a multiple guards. Here I have only one, which is store first guard. So the same thing should be added for all the type of routings. So I just added here now. I just added for all the routings, which is it should be checked with the store card, the cards, then if it is success. So like if you see now, I'm trying to access the card, but it will redirect it to store. If I am trying to access the checkout, anything I can't access, it will always redirect it to the store. Only through after adding to the cart, it will come. Again, if you fill the cart, if you do the job, you will be able to go to checkout. Else we can't do it. So that is the job of the guards. The guards is like security guard. It will keep on watching is your components are allowed. To check it out or to work with this, in the store first guard, we have written a condition. If the routing component is not equal to store component, it will be redirected to this, and we are making navigation as false. That is, first navigation becomes a false because we just made it as a true and we are changing to false. So after that, we have to add it to the store module TS, which is in the provider store first guard. This is the steps which we have to do it. So how much you have completed? Is it store first guard TS is completed?
Yeah. Completed.
Yeah, that is there. Only the logic has to written.
Okay, you can just complete this. Then
Yeah,
I'll show
copy.
it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll just send this code. Yeah, I shared in the chat. If you have
Sure.
done with this, yeah, in the store module TS, you have to add it in the providers.
Correct. Yeah, done.
Done. Okay. So then go to app routing module TS and you have to write the can activate a first guard. Or if you want this routing, I can just keep it in the chat.
Yeah.
So both of you are completed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So then we have to work on the card details component and the checkout component that we will try to finish it tomorrow. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sure. So once that is done, then if tomorrow only both are completed fast because it's, yeah. No. So then we'll try to do with the admin module also where we can take in care of other details. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.